I tracked my spring capsule wardrobe for the last 90 days, and today I want to share all of the lessons, everything that I learned, plus I'm also going to share my most worn items and my least worn items because I find it so fascinating to share. And I'm so excited that I started tracking my capsule wardrobes because I'm learning so much. It's already affecting my purchases and my style, so let me show you what I learned. As with my winter capsule wardrobe, I have everything on my phone. Again, I put everything in an Excel spreadsheet, nothing complicated. And first I want to go through tops. And in tops, I have everything from t-shirts and button-ups and jumpers, but I also have cardigans and denim indoor jackets. In total, I have 30 pieces. And now for my most worn items. The first one is a black long cardigan that I wore 14 times, and this is a newer purchase. Then I have my light denim jacket that I wore 11 times, and this is something that I just bought a few weeks ago, so it's amazing. Then I have my white denim jacket that I wore 6 times. I have my white long sleeve tee that I wore 6 times. Black long sleeve tee I also wore 6 times, and then I also have a black fitted cami that it's again a newer purchase that I wore 6 times. My baby pink jumper I wore 5 times. And then I have a white silk button up that I wore 5 times. Then lastly I have my black short cardigan that I wore 4 times. And now to my least worn items. I have a black sheer button-up that I wore only once. I have a beige silk button-up, again I wore it once. Then I have a white short cardigan, I also wore it once. I have a coral blazer, I only wore it once. And I have a black blazer with gold buttons that again I only wore once. And then everything in between I wore 2 to 3 times, so these are really my most worn and my least worn items. So what does this tell me? The first thing that I learned is that I prefer to wear cardigans or denim jackets much more than my blazers, because in the past I only had blazers and I really wore them a lot during the transitional season, but now that I bought new pieces they kind of fell to the bottom of the list. And I think the way I can wear my blazers more is if I treat them almost as an outdoor jacket, and if I move them out of my main wardrobe into the downstairs hallway closet. I think I'm gonna wear them a lot more, because for me blazers are not something when I'm working from home, I'm not gonna put it on and have it on me the whole day. It's just not comfortable enough. Cardigans do a much better job of keeping me warm and comfy, so that's the lesson that I learned, that blazers, I'm gonna treat them almost as jackets from now on, because keeping them as an indoor jacket, it doesn't really make sense for me. Then I also learned that I love my neutrals. In my head, I keep thinking that I'm wearing so much color, but then when I'm tracking everything, I'm realizing that white items and black items are on top of my list. But for spring, there is so much less black than it was in winter, because for me, white color or beige or cream, it's kind of a more spring color, it's a spring vibe. So it's good to know that in the future, I can add more white pieces to my spring capsule because I really do enjoy them. And then the last thing that I learned here, not just from tracking my capsule wardrobe, but also from observing how I interact with my spring capsule, is that I don't really love the selection that much. Yeah, I have 30 pieces and I wore them all, which is amazing, but at the end of the day, I just feel that my selection is a little bit too wide. So I have a lot of pieces, but at the same time, I just feel that I don't really have a lot of versatility, because I have really warm pieces like thick jumpers when it's really cold outside, and then I have really thin jumpers or crop tees, stuff for when it's really warm outside. And I know at the beginning of the spring I cannot really wear this, I can only wear this, and then at the end I can only wear this and not this. So I'm not sure if this is confusing what I'm trying to say, but the point is that I have a lot of items, but for when I'm getting dressed, I just feel a little bit limited. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do in the future. One part of me started thinking that maybe just for a year I can try splitting my capsule wardrobe into 2 seasons instead of 4, so I can do fall and winter and spring and summer, and that way I can avoid having that awkward transitional season. And maybe that's gonna be better, but let me know. I would really love to know what kind of capsule wardrobes do you have? Do you have 3-month capsule wardrobes? Do you have 6-month capsule wardrobes? Because if that is something you would be interested in, I would love to try it for myself and obviously for you as well. And then again, I can track it. I actually fell in love with just putting my outfit into my computer every single day. It's just a little habit, so let me know. Now let's move to my bottoms. I had 11 in total, and my most worn were medium wash high waist jeans that I wore 18 times. Then black high-waisted jeans that I wore 17 times, my black joggers 7 times, dark wash high-waisted jeans 4 times, and then I had leather pants that I wore 4 times. And then for my least worn items, I have my black high-waisted trousers that I wore once only. Then I have my leather mini skirt that I wore 2 times, black mini skirt 2 times. I have my white shorts 2 times, white jeans 2 times, and then black shorts 3 times. So I just covered every single bottom here, and the lessons that I learned. The first, I love neutral bottoms and black bottoms, but I already knew that. That's not really a surprise to me. But what was a surprise is how much I wore my medium wash high-waisted jeans. I really love them. I think in spring, next to white colors, medium wash jeans, they look really, really nice. At the beginning of the year, I said that I want to add even lighter wash to my collection, and I think this data confirms that that's going to be a good decision. I also learned that I'm not really in love with my faux leather pants in the spring. I don't really wear them at all. They are kind of a fall and winter piece, but that's again not really surprising to me. Also the dark wash jeans, I didn't wear them a lot because the color is just not right to me. I would rather have black than dark wash in the spring. And I'm also realizing when I'm tracking my bottoms, even in the winter capsule wardrobe, is that I'm not really wearing my skirts so much, and I think it has to do with the fact that they are so short and they're really fitted. So they're not the most comfortable, and in the future what this tells me is that maybe I want to change the style of skirts that I'm wearing. When I did my summer travel capsule wardrobe video and I turned my midi dress into a skirt that I tucked it in, I absolutely love that, and I think if I would have a skirt like that in my collection, I would wear it so much more. I'm not sure if I'm changing, if my style is changing, but I feel that I don't want to have such fitted and short skirts in my collection. And the same kind of goes for my jeans as well. Even though I wore them a lot, I feel that having just skinny jeans in my collection, maybe I want to move away from that just a little bit and add some wide-legged or straight or bootcut, I'm not sure what they're called, but something that it's a little bit wider at the bottom, so it's a little bit more flattering. The ones that I have, they're fine. I'm not gonna declutter them because I still love them, but in the future I don't want to add any more items that are fitted. And now to my dresses. I had a really small collection for spring. I only had 4 dresses in total, so I'm gonna go through all of them. First, I have my black sleeveless dress that I only wore 2 times. Then I have floral dress that I wore 2 times. I have my black long sleeve dress that I wore 3 times. And lastly, the newer addition, a black cami dress that I wore 3 times. And I already know that spring and fall, the transitional seasons, are not really something where I wear a lot of dresses, so I'm not surprised that I didn't wear them a lot. But one thing that I did learn here is that, again, all of my dresses, they're kind of a little bit more fitted. So in the future, if I'm buying a dress, I want to have something that, yes, it's cinched at the waist so I can have the shape, but something that it's a little bit more flowy, something that it's a little bit more loose. I feel like my wardrobe is just a little bit too tight sometimes, my bottoms, my dresses, and some days I don't really feel like being in a really, tight fitting outfit. So for that reason, I think in the future for dresses, I'm gonna buy something a little bit flowy and looser. And now for my coats, I had 4 in total. First, I have my black wool coat that I wore 24 times. Then the second place is my white wool coat. You can maybe remember how much I was debating if I want to keep it or not, but I wore it 14 times. So obviously that was a good purchase. Then I also have my faux fur coat that I wore 10 times. And lastly, trench coat that I wore 9 times. So what are the lessons for the coats? Nothing really, except that I'm nailing it. I feel so happy with my selection. I have enough color, warmth, and style variety. I have everything that I possibly need, and as you can see, I wore all of them a lot. Trench coat, I must say I don't wear that much. Some people say it's an absolute staple, but for me, I just really wear it at the end of the spring when it's just getting really, warmer and warmer. But that's pretty much it for the coats. So for my shoes, I had 8 pairs in total, and I'm gonna go through them all. First, I wore my white sneakers 36 times, which is amazing. Then I have my black Ugg boots that I wore 13 times. I have my leather over the knee boots that are flat. I wore 11 times. Then black wedges I wore 4 times. Leather ankle booties I wore 4 times. Taupe over the knee boots I wore 2 times, nude wedges 2 times, and black over the knee boots I wore 1 time. So what I learned here is the lower the heel, the more I'm gonna wear the shoes, which I kind of already knew that, but now that I'm tracking everything, I'm really surprised how little I'm wearing my heels. In my head, I just thought I'm wearing that a lot more, but that's why I'm tracking, because you can be really objective and I just go by, oh, I feel I wear this a lot. You can really see, oh, I just wore them once. So how I'm planning to change things up in the future is to, if I'm buying heels, I'm just gonna go lower. I don't really think I need to add more flat shoes because I think I have enough of them, but I'm possibly gonna replace some heels with lower options. I know that my leather ankle booties, they have 10 centimeter heel and they're comfortable for 10 centimeter heel. So in the future, maybe I'm gonna update them for a 6 or 7 centimeter heel, something that I can wear a lot more. And that's pretty much it for the shoes. And now we also have bags and accessories to go through. But before I tell you everything, just a quick reminder that if you're enjoying this video, you give it a thumbs up. Thank you. Okay, so now for the bags, I had 9 in total, and for this time around I just decided to keep everything out, even if some bags were usually just for the summer or the winter, because I want to see if I didn't have any limits, which bags would I wear most often, especially because I just added a new bag. So let me walk you through everything. My most worn bag was a black Pauline bag that I wore 40 times. Then my Saint Laurent leather bag I wore 9 times. Then the new Pauline choke bag I wore 8 times. Nude bag from Valentino 8 times. Coral bag, this is something that I usually just wear in the summer, I wore 3 times. My backpack I wore 2 times. My pink Valentino bag 1 time. Red Pauline bag 1 time. And lastly, tote bag I wore 1 time. So as far as my bags go, what I learned is that the tote bag is not really worn a lot. In winter capsule wardrobe, I didn't wear it once, now I just wear it 1 time. I think it's one of those items that I'm keeping just in case, because in the past it was my everyday bag. I had my laptop and my papers, everything with me. I wore it pretty much from Monday to Friday. I also bought it from America. I bought Texas. It's a vegan bag. I really did my research and it was just a huge deal when I was buying this bag, and I think that's a part of why I don't want to let it go. But if I'm honest with myself, I'm just keeping it in what if scenario. So what if my lifestyle changes? What if I need it again? I don't think I will, honestly, but you know, that's where I'm at. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it, if I'm gonna be decluttering it or not in the future. Also, the only logical reason that I still have to keep it is because I can carry and fit my laptop inside. But honestly, I have such an amazing case for my laptop. I can just slide it in and I can carry laptop separately next to my bag. So I'm gonna see what I'm gonna do with the bag. Maybe if you have some advice, let me know what you think I should do. But I think I don't want to declutter it because it was so hard to get. I think that's the main reason. Then also for the red bag, I just wore it once, which I knew. Red color, it's not really a spring color for me, so that's no surprise. And then also I want to talk about the pink bag, which I also know this is a bag that I'm not wearing a lot. I think I would never buy it if I wouldn't be in an outlet store. It was heavily reduced and I love the design, I love the bag, but it's just, would I ever buy it in the first place if it was full price? I don't think so. And I think this is showing because I don't really reach for it that much, but at the same time it still brings me a lot of joy when I see it. So I'm still gonna keep it out. I'm still gonna see for fall and winter if I wear it a little bit more. Also, the main reason why I don't think I wear it as much is gold hardware. This is something that I'm noticing, especially because I just bought a new bag recently. I can see that when the bag doesn't have noticeable hardware, I just wear it so much more. If it's neutral, if it's color, it doesn't matter. If it doesn't have any in-your-face hardware, I love it and wear it more. So that's also a good lesson. And now for my accessories, I have everything from my belts and scarves and hats, everything in here. So my most worn item is a black silver Gucci belt that I wore 22 times. Then I have my red silk tan scarf that I wore 7 times. I have my black gold belt that I wore 7 times, my tan belt that I wore 7 times, my pink cashmere scarf that I wore 6 times, my white belt that I wore 4 times, a wool hat, I just wore it once, and then my waist belt I wore 0 times. This tells me something that I already know, but I don't really want to admit it to myself, and that is that I have to declutter my waist belt. I bought it because I absolutely love the idea of having a waist belt. You can really spice up your outfits, and in my head I have this fantasy how I'm gonna style it like this and this and this, but in reality I think it's just too wide for my frame. I have a shorter torso and I'm a little bit wider, so having a really wide belt, it just doesn't do me any favors. It doesn't really create a nice shape. So I think for that reason I have to declutter it. I have to be honest with myself. And also recently my sister brought home the belt hole creator. I'm not sure what the name is, but you know, the little device, and you can create extra holes in the belt. And that's what I think I'm gonna do. If I declutter my waist belt, then I can go through my normal belts, create an extra hole or two, so I can also wear it like a waist belt. That's something that I'm thinking of doing. Anything else, I'm pretty happy with. Now, if you're curious how my entire spring capsule wardrobe that I just went through looks like, then I will link another video that you can watch next. Thank you so much for stopping by today, and I will see you next time.